Welcome back to Nexus List. Today we will be looking at the most streamed movies of March on Netflix. Let's get started. Number 10. Moxie. Vivian, who is played by Hadley Robinson, is a seemingly shy 16-year-old, has always preferred to keep her head down and fly under the radar. But when the arrival of a new student played by Alicia Pascual-Pina forces her to examine the unchecked behavior of her fellow students running rampant at her high school, Vivian realizes she's fed up. Inspired by her mother's rebellious past, Vivian anonymously publishes an underground magazine called Moxie to expose bias and wrongdoing in her high school, and unexpectedly sparks a movement. Now at the center of a revolution, Vivian begins to forge new friendships with other young women and allies, reaching across the divide of cliques and clubs as they learn to navigate the highs and lows of high school together. Amy Poehler is the director of the movie and also acts as the mother of Vivian. Number 9. Training Day. This is the oldest movie in this list. Training Day is a police drama about a veteran officer who escorts a rookie on his first day with the LAPD's Tough in the City Narcotics Unit. Training Day is a blistering action drama that asks the audience to decide what is necessary, what is heroic, and what crosses the line in the harrowing gray zone of fighting urban crime. Does law-abiding law enforcement come at the expense of justice and public safety? If so, do we demand safe streets at any cost? The movie is directed by Antoine Fuqua and stars Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, and Scott Glenn. Number 8. I Care a Lot. Poised with shark-like self-assurance, Marla Grayson, who is played by Rosamund Pike, is a professional court-appointed guardian for dozens of elderly wards whose assets she seizes and cunningly bilks through dubious but legal means. It's a well-oiled racket that Marla and her business partner and lover Fran, who is played by Isa Gonzalez, use with brutal efficiency on their latest cherry, Jennifer Peterson, who is played by Diane Wiest, a wealthy retiree with no living heirs or family. But when their Mark turns out to have an equally shady secret of her own, and connections to a volatile gangster who is played by Peter Dinklage, Marla is forced to level up in a game only predators can play, one that's neither fair nor square. This movie is directed by Jay Blackison. Number 7. Savages. California entrepreneurs Ben, who is played by Erin Johnson, and Chon, who is played by Taylor Kitsch, run a lucrative business raising marijuana and share one-of-a-kind love with beautiful O, who is played by Blake Lively. Life in Laguna Beach is ideal for them until Elena, who is played by Salma Hayek, the merciless leader of the Mexican Baja cartel, moves in and demands a piece of the action. However, Elena underestimates the trio's unbreakable bond, and with the help of a shady DEA agent, Ben, Chon and O go to war. The DEA agent is played by John Travolta. The movie is directed by Antoine Fuqua. Number 6. Parker. Daring, ruthless and meticulous, Parker, who is played by Jason Statham, is one of the most successful thieves in the business. But when his latest robbery turns deadly because of a careless crew member, he declines to join crime boss Melander, who is played by Michael Chiklis, and his gang for another heist. The crooks turn on Parker and leave him for dead. Parker survives and vows vengeance, tracing the gang to Palm Beach. There, he joins forces with an unlikely ally, who is played by Jennifer Lopez, to hijack the gang's next big score. This movie is directed by Taylor Hackford. Number 5. Operation Varsity Blues. The college admissions scandal. This movie is based on a true story. It is about the 2019 college admissions bribery scandal. It's a deep dive into the fraudulent methods used by Rick Singer, who is played by Matthew Modine, to get the children of rich and famous families into top US universities. The movie is directed by Chris Smith. Number 4. Deadly Illusions. A best-selling female novelist, who is played by Kristin Davis, suffers from writer's block. She hires an innocent young woman, who is played by Greer Grammer, to watch over her twin children. As the novelist dangerously indulges in her new bestseller, the line between the life she's writing and the one she's living becomes blurred. This movie is directed by Anna Elizabeth James. Number 3. The Dark Knight. With the help of allies, Lieutenant Jim Gordon, who is played by Gary Oldman, and DA Harvey Dent, who is played by Aaron Eckhart, Batman, who is played by Christian Bale, has been able to keep a tight lid on crime in Gotham City. But when a vile young criminal calling himself the Joker, who is played by Heath Ledger, suddenly throws the town into chaos, the Caped Crusader begins to tread a fine line between heroism and vigilantism. This movie is directed by Christopher Nolan. Number 2. Bigfoot Family. This is the sequel to the Son of Bigfoot movie. Father uses his new fame to fight against an Alaska oil company, but when he disappears, the son, the mother, a raccoon and a bear head north to rescue him. This movie is directed by Ben Stassen and Jeremy Degrison. Number 1. Yes Day. Always feeling like they have to say no to their kids and co-workers, Allison, who is played by Jennifer Garner, and Carlos, who is played by Edgar Ramirez, decide to give their 3 kids a yes day. A day where for 24 hours the kids make the rules. Little did they know that they would be going on a whirlwind adventure around Los Angeles that would bring the family closer to each other than ever before. This movie is directed by Miguel Arteta. Which movies did you watch in March? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you next time in the Nexus.